Welcome back, everybody. How's it going? As you can see, over 10,000 miles on the 2021 Crf300l. So where are we at on this bike? Well, I've done a lot to it. I mean, pretty much I've done almost every mod besides the exhaust and the airbox and the ECU, because everybody seems to do that first. I feel like there's a lot of other things that need to be done, like suspension and tires, but that's the best thing about these things. You can build them exactly how you want, and you can just leave videos up for everybody to see how you did it, and everybody can kind of have their own opinions about it, which is great. I personally love this machine after 10,000 miles. I've been treating it pretty well though. I think I've done 6 oil changes. I've been through 5 rear tires, including the stock one. Well, this will be the 5th after I kill this one. 3 front tires, including the stock one. It is just a great machine. You just literally give it a little bit and it just keeps coming back for more. I personally hope to get close to 15,000 miles by the end of this riding season. I'm hoping. Last season I got cut a little short, but had some trips and other things that just cut into my riding time, so that was just how it was. But pretty much everything has been upgraded on this thing. I mean, from the skid plate linkage guard, I got Rally Raid level 2 rear shock, Race Tech valves and spring in the front forks, seat concept seat, 12 o'clock labs, fender eliminator, Cycler handguards, Pro Taper CR high contour bars, got the Zeta triple mounts for the handguards. Obviously you could tell my CRF is gray, it's not red anymore. Which has just been over the last month or so, which is really great. I honestly love the way this bike looks like this. I would never go back to the red in a million years after having it this color. I do have the Flatland Racing radiator guard on here as well. Tusk upgraded shifter, DRC ultra wide foot pegs. Those are the eBay frame guards. There's an eBay rear master cylinder guard on there. I got the Tusk gold chain. I'm running stock gearing 1440. Got the Acherbys oversized 3.5 gallon tank. I absolutely love that thing. I could literally ride to work all week on 1 tank of gas, and then I can immediately fill it up for the weekend and ride anywhere I want all weekend, and then just fill it up on Monday again. It's unbelievable. I got a great deal on that from Rocky Mountain as well. They were selling those things for like 250 bucks, I want to say, or something crazy like that. And I saw that deal and I just bought it. I couldn't resist. Every modification for this bike has gone flawlessly. Like, I haven't had any issues, no modifying anything, nothing crazy. Everything is just, it falls right on the bike. It's a piece of cake. It's one of the easiest to modify machines I think I've ever owned, especially since I've had a Wrangler, and usually stuff doesn't usually line up too great, and you end up having to do a little bit of redneck engineering or what have you to end up getting it to work. But I mean, so far I am just absolutely loving this thing. I do need to replace those engine plugs on the bottom there. You can see those on the bottom of the engine. They were black at first. Now they're kind of a weird orangey gray color. So I'll probably end up swapping those out. Zeta actually has the black ones now, so I'll probably just end up getting some of those. I probably will end up replacing those frame guards too sometime, just to get a fresh set on them. But actually they've held up pretty well. The AXP skid plate has held up great. It does kind of bow a little bit after some time, because I take it off for every oil change as well. Maybe that's why too. I just don't like the mess. I just take it off and keep it clean, and it's a lot easier that way, in my personal opinion. Actually, speaking of AXP, that tail rack, you'll notice, isn't on there anymore. I'll probably be the only person that's said this on YouTube, because I watched every video on the 300L that's out there. But the AXP rack for this bike, guys, all right, it about broke my fucking foot last season. The bike went down, and it's got those big old grab handles, you know, on the rear side of the bike, over here, where it's got them on either side with the AXP rack. That thing will catch your fucking foot and just crotch slam it into the ground when the bike goes down. And I was actually wearing my Tech 7s, which I'm wearing right now, and it literally almost broke my foot. So I literally took that fucking thing off that same day when I got home, because that obviously stopped my riding day, and I was pretty pissed off about that. But it didn't break my foot. So I'm thinking about modifying that AXP rack, guys. I'm just going to cut those handles off of it so that I don't have to do this jerry rig bungee setup with my tool bag, and because my tool bag's got everything in there. I got a pump, I got all my tools in there. I could do absolutely any kind of repair on the trail, take a tire off, whatever. Piece of cake. And it weighs about 15 pounds. and it's that Dirt Bike Channel toolkit. I probably got about $200 maybe in tools in that thing, but I mean that's everything: tire irons, pump, the inflation kit, tube repair kit, everything. So I usually don't carry that on the bike every day. That's just on the weekend when I'm going to be hitting the dirt and I'm going to be far away. I just want to be able to have everything I need, or at least enough to get me back to a trailhead when I can, you know, get some assistance otherwise. But I mean, I've thought about getting some of the blacked out stuff, you know, like the blacked out swing arm guards. And I'm wondering also if I'm going to end up even just powder coating the frame or something later on, because I know with the amount of miles I'm putting on this bike, there is going to be a large teardown probably at some point. Probably redoing the top and bottom end and things like that. I probably will do that around, I don't know, maybe 30,000 miles, depending on how things are feeling, which I should be at 30,000 miles in probably about another few seasons. So, because this is actually going to be my third riding season on this bike, even though this is a 21. I purchased this bike Black Friday 2021. So by spring 2022, I had only put about 300 miles on it. So spring 22 was my first real riding season on this bike, and this will be my third. And we're already at 10K miles, guys, and this thing is unbelievable. It's just like the 250L. I had a 250L previously. As far as, you know, the ease of use and approachability, dependability. A friend of mine actually has my 250 now, and that bike is still kicking, guys, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, you know, I don't think I see myself getting rid of this bike. I've had the opportunities for a KTM 350 or a 500. There's been plenty of them that have came up over the last year or two I've seen locally, and I just can't see myself getting into that platform, guys, just for the cost. This thing is just so cheap to maintain. You could almost throw any Japanese spec oil in it. The filters, the crush washers, and all that garbage from Honda is less than $20 typically. The air filter is about 20 bucks. I've been replacing my air filter every 5,000 miles. I actually just put one in probably about 500 miles ago. So we're good for a long time on that. It actually was a little bit dirty, but other than that, looked really good, guys, even after almost 4,900 miles since I did the last one. So I've thought about doing some other stuff that I see a lot of guys doing, like the evap deletes and things of that nature. I might look into that stuff later on. And really, you know what I might even do is when I take that top and bottom end and just really go through it, if I see anything that just, you know, looks like it was high heat cycled or maybe even carbon buildup inside of the motor, I would probably almost blame that fucking thing in the first place, just because of where it's going into the motor, what it's dragging in. I feel like even when you block it off, you probably end up with buildup in there as well, because there's just a chamber, you know, just chilling at the top of the motor, and it's going to have some type of blow by typically, and it'll cause, you know, some type of fouling or whatever. But we'll see, guys. I'll be making videos about all this stuff. I mean, I have done every single mod on this bike myself. Everything is just easy peasy on it. You know, when I did the level 2 rear shock, I went through, did all the linkage and everything, grease it all up again. I mean, this bike came no grease from the factory, guys. So if you're buying a new one of these, you're literally gonna have to get that thing up on the stand day one, break off the axles, all the swing arm bolts, linkage bolts. It's all got to be greased. It's all got to be gone through, guys. So that's just one of those things. I mean, you know, they got to cut corners somewhere, and they cut a lot of corners on this bike. But at the end of the day, once you round off all those corners, man, this thing is amazing for what it costs. I mean, I would guess my overall cost all the way into this bike with mods and maintenance and everything is probably pushing about 11,000. But I'm a little bit more aggressive with maintenance patterns than most people. I mean, I literally drain the forks and the brakes every year. I change the oil whenever it looks dirty. I don't let the tires go bald. I change them out. I mean, it's just, and look at this bike. It looks amazing. For 10,000 miles, it looks brand new right now. So, you know, when you want to get parts for this bike, guys, I'm going to recommend just going through Rocky Mountain. I even got these plastics through Rocky Mountain. These plastics from Thailand were almost $300, guys. I paid less than $130 for these plastics to my door. So do not get ripped off by the Thailand companies, man. I see so many guys buying stuff from them and just getting jacked on shipping. It is just nonsense. Buy the shit from Rocky Mountain. You'll wait about 10 days and you won't pay a dime for shipping if you order over $80, just like any of their other stuff. I mean, it's an absolute no-brainer. I ordered the plastics along with a bunch of other parts and some tools and things, just because I like having tools and everything to work on this bike. So I'm actually going to be getting a valve adjustment as well, guys. A valve adjustment interval 16,000 miles, and we're going to be coming up on that, you know, end of the riding season. So I might actually do a video on that end of this riding season before it gets too cold in the winter in the Rockies here, and we'll do another update then, guys. Thanks for watching. Questions and comments below.